New video from inside the Denver International Airport shows the moment a pilot got his foot caught in one of those moving walkways.
You can see his leg bend and get dragged into the machine, with his co-pilots eventually helping him break free. Well, the pilot is now claiming the incident wasn't his fault and says the walkway was faulty.
As Italia Cunningham shows us, it really did some serious damage in just a matter of seconds.
This incident happened back on November 4th of 2022, but the video is just now surfacing because a lawsuit has now been filed. Delta pilot Ken Gao was making his way through Concourse A at DIA on one of the moving walkways. As he approaches the end of the walkway, the suit claims he felt a surge of pain in his foot and collapsed. Adding, he looked over and saw his foot and shoe had been swallowed by the walkway because it was missing a plate. This image here shows a close-up of the missing plate, creating a gap. The suit claims that the pilot suffered injuries to his foot and ankle, resulting in severe pain from inflamed tendons, the strain of his Achilles tendon, and bone contusions. The pilot had to complete physical therapy and suffered emotional distress and mental anguish, according to the suit. The corporation TKE operates these moving walkways and escalators at DIA and is being sued by the pilot for damages and negligence. The lawsuit claims the company did not properly repair or maintain the walkway, which resulted in his injuries.
Well, some painful and emotional looking stuff here. And our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rose, joins us now with his exclusive insight.
All right, Khalif, we have a lot to unpack here. But first, if you yourself are taking on this case, who's at fault here? Is it the pilot? Is it the airport for not maintaining? Or is it the walkway company?
I'm suing everybody. I mean, that's what you're doing. And you try to let themselves figure it out. I mean, it's a couple of things that seem to be at play. That missing piece, that part that should have been there, that yellow divider. I don't know if it's the person that does repairs, but someone should have notified or at least had that area buried off to say, look, don't come on here, because his foot went directly in there. However, if you look at the video, you see he did have his phone in his hand. And at some point, once he hit that barrier, the phone flipped out. And so depending on the location, I looked at their state. They don't have something like North Carolina does. North Carolina is a very weird state with personal injury cases. We have something called contributory negligence. So if it was this state, the other side would argue that he contributed to his accident and he would be completely barred. Most states, unlike North Carolina, have comparative fault. So then they would measure what percentage at fault he was at. I would assume that being on your phone and not paying attention would have led to some type of injury. However, they have a duty. They breached their duty. They contributed to it. And then he had some type of damages. They're suing for, mental anguish and a number of other things that you would list.
So where do you think this outcome's going to go?
I mean, most of the time I will say settle, settle, settle. And I mean, first you got to see who's left. And if the airline, I think they would easily be removed because they're not even the people that installed it or manage it. But if the management company and whoever would have done the repairs or maintenance on the gliding walkway didn't do something right, didn't give proper notice, didn't understand that they knew or should have known that a person could get injured by removing that piece and then not blocking it off, then I would suspect that company would have to
They probably have some sort of trail to go along with that.
You would have to think that they'd have maintenance records that show, hey, on the 15th, we took this part out and maybe we didn't put it back. And I mean, most of the time when I'm in the airport, at least one or two of those things are blocked off because they're doing repairs on it. So someone dropped the ball. And as if you mentioned, as I am looking at this case, I'm trying to figure out who is the most liable. Obviously, you want to go after the airline. You want to go after the airport, but I don't think you can connect them to any type of liability.
Yeah, so I mean, the video is hard to watch, and we've all been on those walkways too. So a good reminder to always keep your eyes up.
I'll add this: I'm glad that he didn't have sandals on. I'm glad he didn't have flip-flops on because his shoe was destroyed.
Crocs, like a lot of the kids would be wearing.
And the damages would have been significantly higher. And you have to balance: do I want to lose a foot just to be able to get an end-off payoff? And you don't want that. And so his shoe was damaged. He'll get paid at the end.
All right, Khalif, thank you. And as for Khalif, you can catch his insight on a variety of other legal topics as our evening news continues. Coming up first at 5, a Concord woman is suing the North Carolina Department of Transportation after she says they didn't provide her adequate space to use her breast pump. And at 6, Khalif weighs in on a story that we brought you earlier here at 4, as the mother of a victim in a fatal drunk driving crash is furious at the sentence for the former police officer who killed her child. Queen City News is the only TV station in Charlotte with a full-time lawyer on our news staff.